Hello everybody, GB4576 here. Today, we have our new episode of Death Battle, Bakugo vs. Reze, My Hero Academia vs. Chainsaw Man. Now, as you can probably tell by my shirt, I am rooting for Bakugo on this. Why? I mean, honestly, he's my favorite My Hero Academia character. Not because of his development or anything. He's just a character on the show that's pissed off all the time, and I find that archetype to be very funny. As for my history with Chainsaw Man, I've seen the first 4 episodes of it. I stopped watching. I always intended to go back to it, but for some reason I never did. And I don't really know why. I mean, you think with this coming up, it'd be the perfect time to, but I just never got around to it, so it's whatever, I guess. So, with that being said, Bakugo should realistically win this according to everybody. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just get into this. Don't know what happened there. 2, 1, go. Hey, Wiz. Wiz
look
Plushy.
Who's here?
Bakugo versus Reze.
The god of explosions versus the bomb devil.
He's Wiz
Yeah.
and Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yep, win a death battle.
Ah, Wiz, there's nothing like the smell of napalm in the morning, the rush of the shockwave, the flash of combustion. I love it when stuff goes boom.
And no one knows that feeling better than Katsuki Bakugo.
When your
Okay.
name literally means powerful.
See, Bakugo, he's 5'8". Hey, I'm taller than him. 25, 420. Nice. Rank 5, quick explosion, bombshell hero, great explosion murder, got dynamite, likes winning, blowing stuff up, Kirishima. I see they're throwing their hands somewhat into the shipping wars this time. Let's see how that goes out for him.
It's no wonder he was born with the quirk, Explosion. It lets Bakugo create humongous kabooms from his palms. I can only dream of having hands that rad.
Quirks are genetic superpowers that most humans are born with. Bakugo inherited his quirk from his parents.
Yeah, like most
Specifically,
people.
it was a combination of his father's combustible acid sweat and his mother's glycerin skin secretions.
Making Bakugo sweat basically like nitroglycerin. And the more he sweats, the bigger the
up.
booms. His parents basically made the perfect kid, absolutely oozing with shonen main character energy.
Bakugo felt similarly, so much so that he started
Bullying
bullying his
Deku.
childhood friend who happened to be born without a quirk.
Yeah, okay, he's kind of a snot-nosed turd sometimes, but come on, Wiz, the kabooms!
Yeah, he basically did the
They're
in-universe
so
thing of
cool.
telling a
Quirks are
disabled
a
kid to kill
natural
himself.
biological feature of a person's body. In the same way that we don't really think about walking or breathing, Bakugo's explosions became like any other limb, especially with his rigorous training.
Bakugo quickly picked up on how to use his explosions to obliterate anything in sight, block attacks, launch himself around, and quickly maneuver in midair at hypersonic speeds,
Yeah, they
which
got him at
requires a
hypersonic.
ton of focus and
Okay.
on-the-fly calculations.
And despite getting this incredibly dangerous quirk when he was 4, he somehow never killed himself or anyone else.
That we know of. Yep.
Bakugo was truly a prodigy, destined for greatness.
And his only goal was to surpass Japan's numero uno superhero and his personal idol, All Might. In Bakugo's
Yeah, but third
mind,
time
the
hearing
only
All Might
person
on
who
West.
wins no matter
Actually,
what. Absolute
Hold on. We've heard about All Might every time on My Hero episode Death Battle. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I want to correct myself.
victory. No problem for the main character.
Except Katsuki wasn't the protagonist that he thought he was. That would be Izuku Midoriya.
We really put in his name in the papyrus font. Okay, cool.
The quirkless child Bakugo bullied. In truth, he was threatened by Izuku's tenacity despite being quirkless.
Really? That crybaby's the main character? Well, Bakugo's
Boomstick. Y'all have talked about Deku twice on this show before. You know that by now.
inferiority complex would only get worse when Deku somehow landed a quirk that was just as cool, and both were accepted to the same superhero high school, UA High.
There, he would learn to be a superhero. And
Let's see. Nitroglycerin sweat, quirk factor in palms, can be detonated remotely. I guess he can do that. Got grenade bracers, grenades, motor artillery unit, yeah. Turbo speed, stun grenade, explode a lot, AP shot, howitzer impact, and clusters.
Fully develop his ultimate moves.
Flank flying through the sky faster than sound with turbo
Yep.
speed,
Type
blinding
faster than
people with
sound.
stun grenade, focusing his blasts into armor-piercing shots, or making a big-ass tornado of death.
The howitzer impact involves Bakugo spinning himself in midair with his explosions, building up a tremendous amount of swirling oxygen, and then igniting it all for one hell of a boom.
He's pretty smart when it comes to strategizing mid-fight. He even developed new techniques for his quirk faster than Deku did.
UA High also aided Bakugo's development by preparing him with his iconic Grenadier bracers,
Yep.
gauntlets that allow him to store up his sweat, gross, for
Yeah,
prolonged
is a
bouts,
big gross.
or to release all of it at once in a single massive blast.
He's also got his hero suit, which helps him sweat faster in order to build up stronger attacks. Or the Strafe Panzer, these badass turrets mounted to his back that store his sweat as ammo. With all of that, it wasn't long before Bakugo made his hero debut, called the Bombshell Hero, Great Explosion Murder God,
Dynamite.
Hey, I dig
Here's
it.
the new
more
stuff.
colons, the merrier.
Okay, yeah.
But despite some early wins, Bakugo failed to live up to his own sky-high expectations. He had the makings of a great hero, if only he could get out of his own way
Yep.
and put the team before his ego.
Especially
He
when he was
couldn't do that.
kidnapped by the League of Villains, ultimately leading Bakugo to blame himself for All Might's retirement. Something needed to change.
So he vented his frustrations in a slugfest with Deku and realized something crucial. That the kind of absolute victory that defined All Might wasn't victory for himself, but victory
Everyone.
for everyone.
Yeah.
He was starting to become the prodigy everyone knew he could be. I mean, hell, even while he was unconscious, he kept analyzing the fight he was in and coming up with counters. Somehow,
Bakugo's powerful enough to
That's what
shatter
was going
Todoroki's
on?
heaven-piercing ice wall, fast enough to keep up with villains like Shigaraki, who can catch light beams, and tough enough to
Third
survive,
time hearing that.
well,
being dead.
Yep.
Yep, you heard us. Bakugo was killed, dead as a doornail. And then a single bead of sweat floating through his bloodstream detonated and restarted his heart. If
I don't think
that
that's
isn't
how
main
that
character
works.
plot armor.
While Edshot was able to stitch Bakugo's injured organ back together, it was explicitly Bakugo's miniature explosion restarted his heart and revived him.
I don't know what is.
his stamina
that's the
is
ultimate
perhaps the
plot
craziest
armor.
thing about him. After all, he is tanking the recoil of all of his explosions.
Even with the overuse of his blasts literally tearing his body apart, he kept trying to make him stronger, and eventually his quirk awakened.
Essentially, when a quirk evolves to become stronger. Now, by condensing his explosions into smaller and more powerful clusters, Bakugo could enhance all of his techniques.
Like the Howitzer Impact Cluster, a stunning achievement in the field of explosionology, or kaboom theory for the layman.
Okay.
Powerful enough to shatter the side of a mountain, or blow apart UA High itself. Judging by the school's size,
Okay, or
we can
expel.
estimate Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster yielded over 300 kilotons of
318
TNT.
Given
kilotons.
Bakugo's whole deal is
Okay.
explosions, it makes sense to science out what a ton of TNT actually is. It's literally the energy contained in 1,000 kilograms of trinitrotoluene.
A chemical compound composed of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon.
That's the recipe for kabooms.
Tons of TNT is a unit of measurement often used in the real world to describe the energy contained in high-yield explosives like nuclear bombs. It can be useful to measure particularly powerful feats from fictional characters. Yeah, we all know that.
Now, imagine a pile of TNT as big as the Empire State Building blowing up all at once. That's Bakugo's Howitzer Impact Cluster.
Okay.
And these explosions can launch him so fast, it's like time stands still around him.
Like when he covered a huge part of this city in a fraction of a second, almost 400 times the speed of sound.
Okay.
And that's not all. Now he can detonate his sweat remotely, and from all over his body, not just his palms.
With
Oh,
all
that's
of this
cool.
crazy bullshit,
Blew up a mountain, vaporized dude's metal cubes, outsped Dark Shadow, destroyed Araki's meteor shower, moved 300,000 miles per hour, displaced UA High, helped defeat 9 while sharing One for All, defeated Deku, Kirishima, Todoroki, Serpenter twins, and All for One.
Bakugo became one of
Okay,
the
yeah.
strongest heroes on Earth, enough to battle and defeat All Might's lifelong arch nemesis, All for One. Yeah, that's right, the main villain, who's the protagonist now, Deku.
Bakugo literally and figuratively surpassed his childhood idol and proved his mettle as a hero.
Number 5 on the rankings and rising. Not bad, Kachan.
But more important than proving it to his friends, to All Might, or even to Deku, he proved it to himself.
Yeah, whatever. Take that, losers! Sickest quirk in the world over here! Dynamite! Dynamite! Dynamite!
Oh, that's nice. That was a good analysis.
Wiz!
Wiz
What's happened to you?
plushie.
You look funny and squishy.
I'm over here, Boomstick. That's the new Death Battle plushie from U2's, and it's available to order right.
Oh, like the one they made of me a year
Okay,
ago.
yeah.
Order it. You load it
Get
again.
this. Here
Don't
we go.
miss out.
That's cool. If you want one with Wiz plushie, go get one. I don't think I
Death,
will.
War, famine, conquest.
Here's the thing I don't know
Humanity
about.
has been plagued by
as
all
much.
manner of ills since they first crawled out of the primordial ooze. In the world of Chainsaw Man, there is nothing to fear but fear itself.
Because
Okay.
fear itself is real, and they're called devils.
Literally devils from hell. These monstrous beings are the living embodiments of humanity's worst nightmares, and their power is directly proportional to that fear.
So the chicken devil might be so weak you could keep him as a class pet, like, you know, a chicken.
Yeah.
But what about the bat devil, or the ghost devil, or the devil embodying man's fears of one of the greatest weapons it's ever created, the bomb devil?
Bomb
Little
devil.
is known about the origins of the
Okay.
Bomb Devil's current host, Reze, if that even is her real name.
She might
Okay.
look cute and kawaii, but
Really? Calling her Kawaii? Okay, Boomstick, that's cool. I guess this anime. Bomb Devil Hybrid, 5'5", unknown age, country of origin, Soviet Union, super soldier, speaks Russian and Japanese. At one point, the author's favorite character, likes coffee, flowers, and Denji, sort of.
she's actually a Soviet assassin trained from birth to be one of the deadliest killers on the planet. Basically a Black Widow. A cold and lonely existence for anyone, but quadruply so in a world as effed up as this.
But all Reze wanted was a safe, normal, quiet life.
Too bad that
Much a
wouldn't happen.
fable to her as Aesop's country mouse.
Too bad! You are now a walking, talking explosive. Have fun.
At some point, the girl known as Reze was implanted with a fragment of the Bomb Devil and became a hybrid, a human possessing a devil's powers without sacrificing their humanity, transforming their body into a living weapon.
As a hybrid, Reze's strength and speed are way crazier than a normal human's, and with her martial arts training, she's a force to be reckoned with up close. Also, Wiz, check out the bomb for a head!
Someone like Reze
Okay.
would eat you alive, literally. Should devils like Reze take any damage whatsoever, they can heal by consuming blood.
Okay,
And
yeah,
that lets
I've heard
hybrids
that
survive
before.
some pretty insane stuff, like having their limbs torn off, getting bisected clean in half, or being roasted alive. Just slurp some blood and they're good as new.
Okay.
Especially useful considering the Bomb Devil's primary ability is literally blowing herself up. Reze can emit
Let's
explosions from
see.
any
Hybrid devil physiology, super strength, speed, durability, regeneration, blood drinking, long range, self detonation, sparks, propulsion, like Bakugo. Weapon transformation. She got torpedoes, dynamite, missiles, and hand to hand.
surface
Okay.
of her body, even tearing off limbs and turning them into bombs that she can detonate at will.
Damn, that's hardcore.
So does her
She
head
can
just,
use
like,
these
grow
blasts
back
to
when she
jet
throws
through
her
the sky
head?
at hypersonic speeds, maneuver and redirect herself
sounds
in
like
midair,
it.
and enhance the strength and speed of her blows.
Or Reze can send sparks that can ignite the atmosphere in explosions that tear apart entire cities. Making herself stronger, the more fear her wanton destruction creates.
As long as the area around her
Yeah,
is dry enough
Bakugo's
to
not gonna
maintain
be scared
ignition,
of her.
Reze can create as many explosions as she wants, non-stop.
She can even turn her own
Humanity's fear of her not only enhanced her explosive power, but her physical power as well. She'll shrug off an attack from the violence fiend who specializes in physical strength.
body into different
Okay.
types of real-world bombs to massively enhance their power.
Like transforming her leg into a torpedo, or her apron into dynamite. Every single inch of Reze is a living weapon.
This made her feared across the devil world as one of their mightiest warriors, and the perfect choice to assassinate Japan's newly acquired devil hybrid, Chainsaw Man.
You see, you might not think chainsaws are all that scary, at least not compared to bombs, but the Chainsaw Devil is special.
Any devil the Chainsaw Devil consumes becomes deleted from reality,
Yeah,
retroactively erased from humanity's collective consciousness.
And here I thought chainsaws were for boring stuff like trees or Texas massacres. Silly me.
This ability makes
silly
the
you,
Chainsaw
Boomstick.
Devil the most important being alive and invaluable for any global power to control.
Except instead of meeting the fearsome chainsaw of legend, Reze met Denji,
Hey,
a
Denji.
dumb, horny teenage boy just looking for someone, anyone, to love.
And for once, Reze actually hesitated. Rather than immediately kill her target, she got to know him and found they weren't so different. Both were used as tools of the state, as weapons of war rather than people.
Yeah.
A kindred spirit in a hostile world, Denji wanted to drink up as much of the excitement of life as he could. The town mouse to her country mouse.
And thankfully, he was super easy for a pretty face to manipulate.
It wouldn't be the only time.
Yeah.
Reze's nothing if not professional, and she gave
I know
Denji
about
one
Makima.
parting gift. To teach him the way devils did battle before he died.
As the embodiment of one of the deadliest weapons known to man, Reze's power is off the charts, capable of creating an explosion more than 400 meters in diameter.
Okay.
That's over 4 football fields long.
To have a blast that size, you'd need
Okay.
to be exploding with over 2 kilotons of TNT.
Okay,
More than
Bakugo
comparable
is
to
bigger.
nuclear weapons,
Bakugo's
which is
bigger.
really
Yeah,
impressive
okay.
considering Reze is not the devil of nuclear bombs. That's apparently an entirely separate thing.
Despite her bombs being
Okay.
technically conventional, they're just that strong.
Likely comparable to other powerful devils like the Gun Devil, who could travel across the world and kill millions of people in 5 minutes.
That'd be over 500 times the speed of sound.
She's even stronger than the Typhoon Devil,
I don't know
a
how
sentient
fell that
city-spanning
face
storm.
to
The literal coughing
Bakugo.
baby to her hydrogen bomb.
Unfortunately for Reze, Denji took her lessons to heart.
He fought evenly Chainsaw Man, explosion clips toast to Tokyo, killed Devil Hunter barehanded, combined with Headless, survived losing limbs, blitzed Denji, feared by Typhoon, Fox, and Violence Fiend, defeated Nomo, Kato, Beam, and much of Devil Hunter's Special Division 2.
And proved he was more than a fitting host for the Chainsaw Devil.
He whooped her ass, but spared her life, just in case her seduction wasn't a total act after all.
But it wasn't meant to be. Whether Reze chose the safe life of the country mouse or the exciting life of the town mouse, there are hungry cats everywhere.
Oh, Makima, what I would give to find someone to kill you.
Reze's dreams of freedom were never realized. She simply changed hands from one cold, unfeeling entity to another. And this time, there was no escape. She was a weapon, a symbol of man's bottomless capacity for malice and self-destruction.
A living bomb.
Okay, that's cool.
The battle's about
Think
to
Bakugo
start, and
still
I hope
wins.
you've got something good to hear these kabooms
Is
with.
it Raycon?
Like our sponsor,
Okay, yeah.
Raycon.
That's right, Boomstick. I've been using Ray Soundings, which is
I'm sure
Com's
sponsor.
Con Buds.
Okay, that's cool. I think Bakugo still wins.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Okay, should still win. Let's just see what we got here. Gonna start with Boom. Okay, nope. Oh, we're just right into this.
I've been sent to collect your head, Dynamite.
Oh, he's getting into this.
Better villains than you have tried, lady. You tell your bosses that after I send you back in a coffin!
How would I tell them that if I was already dead? Wow, you're quick.
Shut up and die!
Yep, voice actor definitely nails the die. And draw shots. Water. Oh, lost her head.
Oh, damn! Oh, damn!
Track's good. Okay, there we go. Water. Here we go. Gonna land your hit, Bakugo.
Move it or lose it, people!
Save me, Dynamite!
Let go of me!
Oh.
Boom.
Okay, blow herself up. Yeah, he survived that. Oh. He's killing people.
Leave them out of this!
Oh. Not good. He lost one of his gauntlets. Ooh, that's a 3D model.
For what it's worth, Dynamite, your blood was delicious.
Oh. Oh.
You bit off a bit more than you could chew! My blood isn't the only thing you drank! It's my sweat you should worry about, dumbass!
Oh. Oh, he's having too much fun with this.
Absolute victory! Howitzer! Impact! Cluster!
And boom. Did he do it?
Scratch that. Not enough for a coffin.
Okay, that's cool. I figured. Everyone
Denji,
figured.
we're so sorry to hear about your girlfriend that passed away. She gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Please just shut up. On the
Okay.
surface, these two seemed evenly matched. So let's break this fight down into 3 categories: their speed, their stamina, and their firepower.
First up, let's talk speed.
Both Bakugo and Reze could rocket through the sky at hypersonic speeds and maneuver and redirect themselves on a dime in the middle of fights. To the casual observer, at least, they'd seem to be on par with each other.
So we have to
But
look at the
Bakugo-
people they've fought
Yeah,
to compare.
Bakugo was that
Reze
light
has
speed
battled Chainsaw
Shigaraki.
Man, who could match and
Denji and Pochita fluctuate in power since the battle with Reze due to fears surrounding Chainsaw Man, as well Reze cannot reliably scale defeats or newer arcs of
defeat
Chainsaw
someone
Man.
using the Gun Devil's
Okay.
power.
The same gun devil that could literally fly around the world, killing millions of people at over 500 times the speed of sound.
Impressive, but compare that to Bakugo fighting Shigaraki, who could react fast enough to catch light beams with his bare hands.
That's over 1,000 times faster.
Okay.
And that was before Bakugo's quirk awakening that made him even faster than that.
With reaction speed of that caliber, there's little chance Reze could ever get the drop on Bakugo, and would likely be forced to play catch-up in a duel. Speed goes to Bakugo.
Yeah.
However, speed doesn't matter if one couldn't truly hurt the other. A big part of this fight is their stamina.
Bakugo's durability
I think
is
Reze
mind-boggling.
takes this.
He's survived being impaled through the torso
She's
and
a
has
double.
even brought himself back to life.
But, unlike Reze, his stamina does eventually hit a limit. Every explosion he makes whittles him down just a little bit more, and uses up more and more of his sweat. Without a break, he can eventually run out.
Whereas Reze can effectively create bombs without respite, and from a distance.
Unlike Bakugo, who usually likes to get up close and personal.
Furthermore, her devil hybrid physiology gives her an actual regenerative healing factor, allowing her to shrug off the same kind of mortal blows that would eventually kill Bakugo, main character plot armor or not.
If this ever became a war of attrition, Reze had it in the bag.
Yep.
Stamina goes to Reze.
However, it's unlikely
Basically
it would
another
ever get to
Mahito
that
versus
point.
Shigaraki.
The biggest factor in this fight was always going to be their raw firepower.
That's Bakugo.
Explosions! First, we gotta
Yep.
compare their 2 biggest blasts. Reze's nuclear-like bomb against Denji versus Bakugo's howitzer impact cluster.
And the difference is obvious. Based on calculating their sizes, Bakugo's 300 kiloton explosion was over 100 times more
Yeah.
powerful than Reze's 2 kiloton blast.
But that's not all. Remember the Typhoon Devil.
Coughing baby or not, to create a storm big enough to cover Tokyo's over 2,000 square kilometers, he'd have to be generating more than 400 kilotons of
Yeah, that's
TNT.
400
Greater than
kilotons.
Bakugo, right? But that's not all. Again, Bakugo's howitzer impact once shattered the size of this big-ass mountain. And despite being earlier on in the series, it was ginormous. Almost 3 kilometers in radius.
Or just over 2 megatons of
2
TNT.
megatons, okay.
5 times more
those-
powerful than the
I have not
Typhoon
seen
Devil,
World
and
Heroes,
way
the
beyond
movie.
anything we've seen Reze do.
And this
Okay.
was Bakugo before reaching his full power in his fight against All for One. Bakugo takes the final edge
Yeah.
in explosions.
And remember, Bakugo withstands the recoil of all his blasts. So even though Reze had greater stamina, Bakugo was more than tough enough to hang on and get his kill shot, especially with his superior speed.
Yeah.
And devil healing factors can be overtaxed with enough damage. Hell, she needed to drink blood a couple times against Denji just to keep fighting.
Against someone as fast and powerful.
I think it's something that's also worth noting is that Reze is explicitly the bomb devil, not the explosion devil. Therefore, explosions that aren't from bombs could still hurt her, and Bakugo's not his bombs.
As Bakugo, she would not get the chance to heal consistently, or perhaps at all.
And what happens when devils die? They Bakugo to hell.
Ha ha ha,
The winner
very
is
funny.
Katsuki Bakugo.
Bombshell, hero, great explosion, murder, god, dynamite.
Okay, next time. I've seen a few ideas being thrown around, one of which I do not want to see because I'm actively playing through the series that they're from. I really hope it's not that, but let's see what it is.
Next time on Death Battle.
Hey! Crew versus Megamind!
Subscribe and join as a member to see
Yay!
more Death Battle. And don't forget to order your very own Whiz Plush
Okay.
from YouTube's. Click that link below the like
Okay,
button.
that's cool, guys. Yes! Next time is Gru versus Megamind. That's honestly probably my most anticipated episode that we know is happening. Like compared to Aang Traveler and Geats Nero. Had to remember that. But yeah, that was Bakugo versus Reze. That was pretty good. And yeah, it was good. That's all I really have to say. Track sounded good. The animation was pretty stellar. Want to see that death again though. Want to see this again.
Absolute victory! Howitzer! Impact! Cluster!
Oh yeah. That raised her nothing but a head. Just grabbed her and boom. Hell yeah. That was awesome. So yeah, that's all I got for now. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Please check out another video of mine, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.